What's up, reefers? Happy Thursday. Severin, great to see you again, my friend. It's been a couple weeks since we've had you on.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm great to be back. I was traveling a little bit, but I'm back again. And so, Aaron, nice to see you. Nice to
Like,
see you, of you that you are watching us. Let's wait a little bit for others, maybe. And meanwhile, I will also try to share this on our Aquaforest group, which is also Aquaforest group.
fantastic. Xavier, thanks for joining us again. It was good to see you a couple weeks ago. Hope all is well. I know that we'd connected on Instagram. I hope we resolved your issue and whatnot. So how's the tank doing real quick while we're waiting for Sever to post that?
It's for my
No,
my
I was asking one of the folks who had joined the conversation a couple weeks back, and we talked, and I was asking him about his aquarium. All right, while you're typing that out, so today we got some exciting things to talk about. We're going to be talking about what are some of the new things that Aquaforest has released going into 2022, as well as some of the new things that are going on that are going to be either coming to market soon or in the last stages of development that we're going to be rolling out over the next couple months. So this one's going to be an exciting conversation. It'll be a bit more product focused, so but definitely stay tuned. We got some exciting announcements of where you'll be able to see some of these things at some of the shows coming up over the coming months. So definitely it'll be an exciting conversation. And if you have questions about some of these products, definitely leave them down below and we'll do our best to address them. So Xavier, glad to hear that it's going well and you're trying the Power Elixir. In fact, that's going to be one of the things that we're going to talk about today. Viking Reefer, what's up, Michael? Great to see you, buddy.
Hello, Michael. And so let's talk a little bit about tanks, which
Yeah.
is my favorite subject because we are accelerating now all the production, all information about this tank. So it will be awesome to tell you a little bit about this great product.
Awesome.
And also, I was today in our showroom when we had 3 or 4 tanks, Aquaforest Garden, different ones with different panels. So one is black, one is a little bit white sand. That's why it looks beautiful because we have different tanks that we can, see how they look with the different panels, and just play with them. Just to take it one and put another one. This is the beauty of the Ocean Guard, that you can change the panels as you like and when you like, which is also very cool. And so I just I just make a very short video on and I share it on Aquaforest group with our Ocean Guard tank. It's the biggest one, 980, the same one that Aaron has. And so it is impressive tank. It's just like when I look at it, the size is impressive. Beautiful glass around that shows that all the beauty of what is inside. And I just make a video, I share it in the group, and this just watch it, how it looks like. It looks great. And this is the tank that we offer, that we this launched on the starter pack that we offer with the tank.
That's right.
So it's not just the starter pack as a product, but the starter pack with the Ocean Guard contains rock that you will need it so all the rock. So for the big one, as I remember, it's like 4 boxes. So enough to build a
Definitely
beautiful,
build a great scape. That's right.
yeah, beautiful aquascaping. And the sand, which is also I have biosand, which is a sand that you can make it alive in your home just before you will add it to your tank. And many other stuff. You have 2 reactors on it. You have tests. You have salt, which is also very important. You have resalt that you can just start. So you buy a tank, but you will get everything that you will need to just successfully start it.
And that's what I think is really interesting about the starter pack is, a lot of people, the Ocean Guard may not be their first tank and they may have other preferences on stuff. But if it is their first tank, it's a good chance to be exposed to a variety of products that Aquaforest has. without having to worry about, is this product going to conflict with another product, because they've all been designed to work together. And so regardless if it's the 980 or the 435, the biggest to the smallest, that all of these products will work together and for you to be able to create a stable and strong base for you to build your reef on. So I think that that's a really good point. And from a sales perspective, a good thing for people to try something that they may not have otherwise tried. So I think that's really cool as part of the promotional offering for the launch of the Ocean Guards to start with the starter pack. And so real quick, before we jump into our next topic, I just want to say hello to everyone who's been joining the conversation. Patrick, great to see you here. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Elixir. David and Adam, thank you guys for joining. Appreciate you being part of the conversation today.
Yes, and I just share my thoughts because I just watch again the tank from with the details, just like I see it for the first time, and this tank, it's probably more than a year in this showroom, and I just watch the details, and I just watch the hinges. I know that there's not possible that they will rust.
Sure.
But I just watch it, inspect it very closely. If maybe there is something, but there's they look like new after 1 year in this humid salt environment, which I know that it will be like this. But I just just like that. I just watch it. I just try to inspect it.
For those of you who haven't joined the other conversation we had a couple of weeks ago when we were talking with Thomas from BRS, we talked a little bit about the hinges being the only thing that is not made and manufactured in the EU. They come from Japan. So, and why they're special is because in the Aquaforest lab, it was observed that all the old hinges would corrode over time as different chemicals were in the air and be exposed to it. But these particular Japanese hinges had a coating on them that they were corrosive free. And it was something that Seweryn team thought so strongly about being able to put those on the Ocean Guards. After any of us have been in the hobby for a while, we know that those hinges take a lot of abuse from salt and other chemicals. And so being able to offer that corrosive free hinges on there really do just show the attention to detail that were made in the Ocean Guard line.
All right, so let's move to another subject, because I heard, Aaron, that you make a commitment that we will tell we'll say something about Power Elixir, which is our new product that we launched. It is new, but it's not so new. Probably that's already
it's already three months old. Yeah. So, but for those of you in the US, we're pretty new too. Yep.
I use it for a year at least, and I'm probably more. And because it was tested, like always, in my tank, in our tanks, and in some beta testers tanks as well. And so Power Elixir, it's a mix of amino acids with vitamins, and this is why it's different from the products that we have already with the drops in the small bottle that we can we still have it. First, it's a mix. And in the special ratio between these two needed elements, needed substances, if I can say it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Beauty of this product is that you can plug it to your dosing pump and dose it, on the hour basis. So you can just, for example, in my tank, it's 24 hours, and every hour I dose a little bit of this Power Elixir. So this way I don't add at once in the big quantity, but I add it this way that the corals can absorb it easily in the small amount. And we observe that this kind of dosage give a really great boost for coloration, for the growth of the corals. And the beauty, of course, of this product is that we don't need to refrigerate it or mix it or anything like that. So when you will plug it to your dosing pump, just forget. You just forget about it till it will be finished. So when it will be finished, just replace it.
I mean, that's honestly some of the best feature of it. It does all the wonderful things that of having the vitamins and minerals and amino acids. But other products on the market have to be refrigerated, for any more than using that day. And the fact that I can just leave it there on my dosing pump, you dose yours 24 hours. I dose mine when the lights are off. So from 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. is when I dose mine. And definitely I noticed that. And Patrick, you mentioned in there, as well as others who've used the product, the bright glow, and that's the vitamins that you see going into the tank. And corals, you can use it both on a doser, but you can also spot feed it, either to your anemones or to your corals, and it's super easy for them to absorb. So some of that bright coloration and like you get can be done instantly with just spot feed in your corals, and they'll take it up very quickly, and you'll notice the results of it also, within a couple of days, just how fluffier they are, better polyp extension, because it was just so easy for them to absorb and digest it.
Yeah, and still you can add it to for example, to your food that you also feed your corals, like for example LPS, Aquaforest LPS food, which is the small granule, very soft and very nutritious, and there are some goodies inside. So you can additionally add this product on this, and just wait till it's the small particle, the small food will
granules absorb it,
and just, you will have it inside, and then you can dose it. You can feed it, or you have, for example, like I have rotifers, which is also excellent for corals. You can also mix it with that. So there's a unlimited possibilities to efficiently add it to your corals as well.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a great product. It's becoming very popular around the world. I know a lot of my friends here in the States, I've shared some with, and they can't wait to get more of it. So it's definitely, I think, going to be one of those very popular products for the brand throughout 2022 and beyond.
Yes. So I don't know if you have any question about this products. Maybe that will be we can wait for some questions for.
Yeah, let's start talking about the next one. And if anyone has a question about the Elixir, we can do that, or about the aquariums, or any of the other products that we're going to be talking about, leave them down below in the comments, and we'll be sure to bring them up.
Okay, there's a topic that is quite popular nowadays between the reefers. It's the pH. The pH. We know that the pH, in fact, not in fact, but that is very important for coral growth, for the coral grow and growth, and it's some people struggle with the low pH in their tanks. And we have one product which is component 1 to which is component pro, which is so that rise the pH when you dose the trace elements and the macro elements, and it's rise on the daily basis, on the hourly. So you add it permanently during the day, so it's rise and stabilize the pH, and we observe that thanks to stable and relatively higher pH, we observe the consumption of corals are growing, and they grow faster. They have a better results. So, but not everybody use that, or somebody will even want to but for example, they have air condition in their rooms, and a lot of people are so there's a high CO2 level in their room, so that's affect the pH of your tank. So you can even rise it in the higher level if you even use it the component pro, and we have a product that we will launch it very, very soon. It's CO2 scrubber. That's the name of the product. And Aaron, I know that you make a lot of research about for how to raise the pH in your tanks, and it was a long time before that we met and we talked about this, and you told me about. So please tell me this your experience.
Yeah, so one of the things that I spend some time with, obviously, having a house that is relatively closed up, that it's harder to get fresh air into it. So I often had to deal with higher levels of CO2 and just not being able to get a pH stable at a high enough level that I was comfortable with. So I explored a few different scrubbers on the market, and for me, the reactor itself was just the means to be able to experiment with what I put into it. So the media. So I went and scoured the planet, finding different media sources used by scuba divers for rebreathing apparatuses, from granules to pellets, and really just started to document out and how to use the product and how to do it in a way that's going to give me the most sustained pH. And I definitely found some learnings on that the shape of the granule made a difference, but more importantly, how dry or moist the air was. And that to me was the biggest trigger for the effectiveness of the media. And so I found that having moist air, that the when a sponge underneath it, or there was water in a reservoir below the reactor, that the scrubber was able to bind the CO2 to the media used much more effectively than just ambient air. And so that really led in some of the product development discussions about how can we create the Aquaforest air scrubber to be more effective and create a way to infuse air plus water. And to me, like that was the 1-2 punch for its effectiveness, and being able to allow moisture to just hold and capture those particulates, because dry air, or just ambient air, the CO2 would often pass right through it because there was nothing to wick it out, or the channeling was minimal. So, some of it still went back into whether it is a recirculating through the skimmer or just being pulled in. So really finding the ability to add moisture to it, improve the efficiency of the unit significantly by bringing up the pH, by 0.2 to 0.4, which is pretty significant when you look at where most of us try to look at in the past of 7.7 to 8.2. Now reefers are really trying to push the 8.2 at night and 8.2 to 8.4 during the day, because of looking at the acidification. And the modern research and the stuff coming out of Australia has shown that when the pH goes below 8.2, the acidification kicks in and it's actually dissolving away some of that tissue, even at 8.1, right? So when we were talking before 7.7 it being an acceptable range, that stunts a lot of the growth of the coral. So by being able to put that scrubber in place to put extra moisture in there, we were able to help elevate the pH of the tank, pull out that CO2, and really prevent that the acidification from happening, further allowing calcification and coral growth.
Yeah, so that's why our CO2 algae scrubber will have a special device that will put this moisture in the media and that in the reactor, so it will be even more efficient on the absorbing CO2. So it at the same time rising the pH. There's also another topic that's more complicated. The availability of phosphate for corals is also changing with the pH, but it's more complicated. And but the phosphate that corals absorb, of course. So this is also very important to keep it on the right level as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's been a lot of conversation of late looking at nutrition of corals and what the right Redfield balance might be between phosphates and nitrates. And again, we won't necessarily get into that conversation here. One of our guests in a couple of weeks, that's something that he's going to talk a lot about. He's a medical doctor who spends a lot of time in the reefing hobby looking at how science and calibration of equipment can affect coral growth. So that's preview of that, but we're going to talk about that in a couple of weeks. So yes, so that's going to be one of the new products hitting the market very soon. And there's the Aquaforest media that's going to be also available for that. So the reactor plus the CO2 scrubbing media. And for those of you who've seen some of the other equipment, you know that purple is the common theme. There's the purple hosing that's going to go with that as well. So you can either hook it up to your skimmer or to any other type of device that you have as part of your tank.
And there's also something that I use and I also recommend to people to use, especially for the people that are living in the big city when there's a pollution in the air. And that's in this media, you can also divide the media for absorbing CO2. You can add on the top a little bit of active carbon, Aquaforest carbon that we have, very efficient, because that will absorb pollution from the air before it will be mixed with the water in your skimmer. It's a small tip, but we observe that it works because and it's prevent to mix the impure air with the water and it is also very good to have this even on this media.
That's right, taking out some of those impurities and the VOCs in there. So just want to say, hey, Philip, thanks for joining us. You came right on time. So appreciate you joining us again this week. It was a pleasure to have you on last week. There was one question that Patrick asked. I just want to go back to the Component Pro. So he's asking whether the 123 will address the salinity, i.e. is there excess sodium and chloride that he has to deal with in the tank?
No, that's why, because you have reef mineral salt, which is salt without salt, that compensate this ionic imbalance, if I can say like that. This is why it's very important, because we have 3-part solution. So usually we can find on the market this kind of additive that have only calcium, magnesium, and alkalinity solutions, and that's why we have the salt without salt, it's called, and it's a mineral salt, which will compensate this, or will prevent this problem.
Yeah, you're welcome, Patrick. Glad we could answer that for you.
Yeah. And so what else we can say a little bit about new reactors that we have, new media reactors for example, for phosphate remover, for like we have Zeomix, which help the filtration in the tank, so it prevent it's absorb ammonia and so on, some heavy metals. And we have also active carbon, steam active carbon. That's very important, because there's super pure, and there's no it's have a high absorption also capacity. And this new reactors that we had in the past, like it was probably like 2 years ago even, we have a screws that we need to unscrew, and it was a very painful process. And it was like we have it for like 2 years, and I was, every time that I want to really replace the media, I was in pain. And it was so annoying, just to unscrew all these things, and after to cleaning the sponges, it took so many time.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I hated it in the past. But now the new one, you have a twist, it's super easy, it looks great, and it's a pure pleasure to remove and to clean it, after the media is already used. So just just check our new reactors, because it's looks beautiful, but it's, reactors look beautiful. It's not for that, but it's a side effect. But it's really, really pleasant to use, and it's great.
I think what helps in that, the easier it is to open it and get into it, the easier and more often you're going to go in and change the media, clean the unit out. So while it may not be an aesthetic thing, while it does look better, it also means that you're going to functionally go into it more often. And you did a video, a quick teaser on your Instagram a while back, where you did the race, the competition, to see how fast you can go and clean it. And
but it was really, really cool, and it's super fast.
Yeah.
And the, I don't know how, you probably you can help me. The place where you have out and in,
the water inlet, yeah, correct.
Inlets and outlets, they are movable, so you can turn it, and so it's quite easy to adjust on which direction the hose need to go. And it's also super nice. In the past we have it was fixed, so we need to play with the hose and so on, and now you can just turn it everywhere you want, and it still don't leak, so there's a special o-rings, silicone o-rings around.
That's right.
And even silicone o-rings is also something that is more, it's better in this so, but there's another topic, because we are talking about new products. So first, to see all these products, I not strongly, but I invite you, if you have possibility, to visit us at Interzoo. Interzoo will be a biggest show in the world, I think. Probably the biggest show is in the world. And Interzoo will be in Nuremberg, in Germany. I know that, so for many of you, it's far away, because we are globally. So you can watch us from States, and to go there, it's a long way. But anyway, we'll show some new products there. But But first, I can say that I'm super excited because we have two new salt that we will introduce very, very soon. And these salt are quite unique, especially one of them. One of the salt that we will launch, it will be Reef Salt Plus, which is a salt that will have a little bit higher parameter to support the growth of the
That's right.
corals. And for some tanks, I don't know, very like a soft corals, or maybe the tanks that they don't have high consumption of elements, they can just with water change they can replenish some elements. And that's the one so it's quite not, it is kind of simple, but it's new for us as well as a product, because we in the previous salts they have parameters that were near the natural
Near sea level.
seawaters.
Yep.
And this one will be a little bit higher, because we have some customers that want to keep a higher alkalinity, higher other parameters, because that's the way that they used to run their tanks.
That's right.
And
It's
they are
growth.
still
It's really
using
growth.
our reef salt. They are still using our reef salt, but they need to additionally, for example, rise the alkalinity, which was unpleasant for them. So we're listening to our customer, and we'll launch soon this kind of salt. Other salt will be let's say new probiotic reef salt, but it's not only new, but it's also it's not about the probiotic, because the probiotic was we upgraded a little bit, and it's even better than it was before. But this salt will be this will be good things for both worlds. So I can say like that, because some people say that they name salts as a synthetic salt, and some people I saying that natural salt. So natural salt is coming from the
sea, evaporated.
The evaporating water, evaporating salts, and water from the salt it stays, and there's whole process to do it. And the other one is from the mines, which is also from the seas, but long time ago.
That's right.
And so we create a salt that will be mixed of two of this from the sea and from the salt all together. Just I heard some people just mix two salts. They buy from one company and from other company, and they mix it along. So we wanted to, and this salt will be available soon. It's just a preview. I will not reveal all the details, because there's some things.
But we can at least say that the name of the salt. So this new salt is the Hybrid Pro salt. So that's this particular one. The salt that we were talking about just a moment ago is the Reef Salt Plus. So these are just some of the new salts that are going to be added to the line of already great salts on the market. So for those of you who are looking for something to have fast growth, the Plus will be your way to go. If you're looking for more natural seawater, but that combination for better coloration and the probiotic, this new hybrid salt's going to be the way to go there. So I think that there's definitely going to be, regardless of what your style of reef keeping is or what your goals are in mind, now this expanded range of salt will be able to offer everything that you need, within one brand and one bucket of salt.
Yeah, but the rest will not change. Every bucket will have a batch number. This batch number will give you information about the ICP test of this salt. So we still are the quality and the control quality control. It's still very important for us. So everybody's ICP tested. These results are are available for everybody that can just check on our website when the number that is on the bucket. So even before you will buy it, you will know what are the ICP results of this salt, which is
absolutely so important.
The transparency. I say that it's a transparent way to present the parameters of the salt. And of course, it prevents to launch a salt or to sell the salt which is contaminated, or I don't know, that they have some impurities that could be harmful for our corals, for the corals. And we will not, with this quality control, we prevent that, because everything is checked in our laboratory. We have 2 ICPs machine, we have chemists that are looking, dissolving, they're looking for the clarity of this water, the pH, the KH, and the same, and all chemical parameters. When the salt will get the green light from the lab, then it is shipped for another warehouse where all it's ready to ship to our customers. So the same approach, the same strict laboratory control. So nowadays it's very important to do that, even more than it was before, because the whole components change, the transportation change, it's a long, now it's even more difficult nowadays to get the right components for the salt. So that's why it's so important to really control everything.
Absolutely. So I just want to address some of the comments that were brought in here, and just say hello to several of the new folks who've joined the conversation. So hello, New Zealand. We got some folks in the States. We got definitely Europe represented. So it's great to see that this is expanding globally. So going back to just a couple of the questions, Patrick, I hope we've addressed your comment about the salinity, and Phil, thanks for jumping in on that as well. The question is, when will the ocean guards be available in the UK? So the simple answer is they are available. Reach out to your LFS and they can get in contact with the distributor there.
Sorry, Aaron. They are not. They are not. It's a question of discussion of a distributor. They are not made any orders yet, but force them to order from us. They are available in our place. Probably they want to prepare well for the launch, to have all details ready, but I believe it will be soon available. If you will not find it, please contact us directly. We'll arrange that for you.
Okay, good to know. Another question on here was, when will the salts be available in the market? And you're also in the UK, so I'm going to let Sever answer this one.
No, salt is available without any problem for my Charter House Aquatic have it for sure. I remember it's a big online store, and so for salt is available. I'm sure of that.
And yes, the new ones will also be available in the coming months as well. And again, if you can go to interview,
that's another story. I don't know if it will be so fast, but please push Evolution Aqua, which is our distributor. They will do it quicker than usual. I hope they will have it sooner than later.
Yeah, fantastic. And Sid, you asked a question about your 1,800-gallon aquarium and starting it with the probiotic salt and then switching to a regular salt. That's an interesting debate, and something that I've talked about a few weeks ago, and which salts are most beneficial at which times. Starting with the probiotic salt is going to be interesting. However, just be mindful that your phosphates and nitrates don't bottom out when you have nothing in the tank. So without any fish in there, just be mindful of that, that you don't get any outbreaks of cyano or dinos in that. I'm not saying you will, but if you bottom out by using 1,800 gallons worth of probiotic salt, just keep an eye on that.
Usually I recommend to start with regular reef salt, when the life will appear, and when you will have some phosphate already on the water, some nitrates, then you can just use it. This probiotic bacteria is not only to reduce phosphate and nitrates, but it's also this bacteria becoming bacteria plankton, which is consumed by corals as well, which is a great also benefit of this. But generally, as we recommend the probiotic reef salt, it's for lowering phosphate and nitrates, and to have more biology in the tank that will feed your corals as well.
Yeah. So Sid, you may want to actually switch that around. But again, do what you do best. But that might be an alternative way of looking at that.
Yeah, but let's start for a few months with reef salt, regular reef salt, and then you can just do one water change, 2, 3, 4 water change with this one, and they come
Yeah.
back to reef salt and just observe the results. It will not probably harm your tank, but generally it's a very effective tool to lower nutrients and nutrients from the water, so phosphate and nitrates. That's why we recommend to not do more than 10-50% of water change with the salt,
Yeah.
because it's a super effective on reduce the nutrients, and all drastic change for our corals are not good.
Absolutely. But anyway, Sid, I'm glad you found that helpful. If you have more questions, obviously we can chat more offline about that as well. Hit us up on Instagram. We can chat more about that. Just the last question on here. Michael was asking if it's possible to do larger containers for the components strong. He's looking for bigger containers.
So they are already. I'm not sure, Michael. It's from where?
I'm not sure where about you are. If you are, Michael, let us know where you are geographically, and then we can.
Because I know that it takes time for the products to arrive to Australia, to States, to on other continents. In Europe, it's available for sure. We launched it before. It was 75 milliliters containers, and now we have 250. As a choice. So you have the older one and the new one. But it's for, I think, in the European market for a month or something like that. So it's quite new. There's a lot of people to ask us for this. So we implement it, we have it, and it's available now. Just force your local store and or our forest distributor to have it faster. Because it's available in our company.
I think that's a good point. Just as a general thing, is it's up to us as reefers to talk to our LFSs and our online stores to order in these things, because manufacturers can create them, but unless reefers ask for it and stores then go to distributors, stuff's not brought in. So just want to put that out there that if we see that there's a need for stuff, we as reefers have a lot of opportunity to influence some stuff that manufacturers produce and the volumes of these things. So definitely, if as a community we need stuff, put it up the flagpole and reach out to the LFS and to the distributors, and then as Sever said, there was a demand from the community, and therefore greater sizes were made available. So the conversation does go both ways.
All right. So it will be again. I will invite the people that will be interesting to interview, to meet us personally. I'll be there. Our team will be there. Who knows? Maybe Aaron will be there. We'll see. I don't know. It's not so easy. He's in LA, and this is Europe, but it's something. It's something that to consider. So all our team will be there as well. We will show the new tanks. We will have 2 tanks that if everything will go well, we will have most amazing coral inside. That is, probably it will be. So I'm not sure. Maybe I hope that will be the best tank in the zoo. But the corals we already collect, will be a super beautiful rare corals, and in our ocean guard tanks. And so we will present also, because that as a producer for the additives for marine tanks, but we also have a large line for the freshwater products. So we also present all for probably 3 years already. So we have the new products for the freshwater tanks, super high quality products, very effective as well. So we will present them there. If anybody of you have a freshwater tank, so look for Aquaforest freshwater line as well.
So that's actually maybe one of the new things of 2022 is, right now, a lot of you guys see in the background of this is all purple. There's a good chance that we're going to split this up a little bit, and you're going to see some of the green, which is part of the freshwater line. So from time to time, we're going to be talking about freshwater stuff as well as marine stuff. So definitely, we're going to look for the community's input on whether or not you want them both together, that we should split them up over the course of our announcements and keep freshwater and saltwater separate. So let us know in the comments below what your thoughts are about being able to incorporate freshwater and saltwater together, or keeping them separate. So, but that's going to be one of the things that we're going to continue to talk more about over the coming year, is the freshwater side of things. So distinctly, that's the green stuff, and the marine is the purple. So just so when you guys see it, that'll be the quick difference. So I know we're just going over our half-an-hour mark, but there was one last question, Tolga, that had asked, and I'm just going to read it. He had asked whether it's possible to use Nitrophos minus with MP Pro and the ProBioS. And he says, I can't seem to get the effect from the probiotic combo alone due to my fish load. So it sounds like you definitely got a good amount of fish in the tank, which is awesome. And so is it possible to do that? Yes, it's possible. Just be mindful of the ratios that you're using in there. And whoop, I think Sever got bounced off, so he'll be back. So definitely it's possible to do. Just be mindful of the ratio that you're going to put in and go slow with that. So the NP Pro minus is definitely going to help you to bring it down. It is a biological aid, and so you may want to find that it's an equal part 1:1 or 1:0.5 for the ProBioS. But definitely it's something based on your load that you're going to have to work out together, but it's possible to use them all in a single dosing set of arrangements. So I see Philip, one comment on here about the freshwater stuff. So appreciate your point in there, and we'll look and we'll experiment with a few different ways to bring the freshwater out to you guys. I may even set up a freshwater tank as well. It's been 30 years since I've had one, so definitely it'll be exciting there. And it looks like you're very welcome. It looks like Sever's having some technical difficulties, so we're not going to stay on much longer. We're going to try to figure out what happened there. But again, thank you guys for joining this week's conversation with some of the new and exciting things that are coming in for 2022. We've got a lot more to be able to announce over the coming weeks and months. Definitely, if you can go to Interzoo, please come and join us. If not, we're going to be streaming from there and talking about some interviews with some of the new products. So again, this is just a sneak peek at some of the things. If you guys had questions about some of the things we talked about today, from the tanks to the salt to the reactors to some of the media, definitely leave the comments below, and we'll be sure to address them. And if you want to see any pictures of them or videos specifically, let us know as well. We do have other videos in the works coming specifically about the reactors and the salt as well. So we'll definitely be sharing them as they become available, but wanted to at least give you guys a sneak peek of it for now. So again, Sever, welcome back. And
yeah, I'm sorry, I heard there's some solar explosion. Maybe from that I lost internet. I don't know. No, I really, I heard that today will be a big solar explosion. And it could, maybe it's from that. I don't know. It's just I just lost totally all Wi-Fi in one moment.
No problem. So again, thank you guys for joining the conversation. Sever, great to have you back. And until next time, we'll see you soon, Reefers. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.